Hi and welcome to another 5 minutes tutorial, and this time about index. And what I mean by index is that right now I have taken the UV, scaled it by 5, so it got like a matrix here when I use the fraction, but every one of these is exactly the same. So if you're going to do a tile wall and you would like to have, like, I don't know, another pattern every third of these, or that you would like to have new colors on every second row or something like that, then you need to have some type of ID, some type of index that says that this is number 0, this is number 1, this is number 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So these 5 minutes I will show you how you can get these IDs from each of these squares here. So how should we do? Well, first of all, we can think of these as 1. So this should have one single value. And right now, if we don't use the fraction, it goes from 0 down here up to 5 here. And the same on the height. So it's 0 up to 5 here. And if we use floor, then we get every integer value, so without the decimals. And in this case, you can then see we get a square here. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5 squares, and every one have a different color. So if we could just transform these into something where we have 0 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, that would be perfect. And we can do that by just separating the x and y from the floor. So if I take out here and select separate x, y, z, and we take a look at the x here, you can see now that we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the y direction, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we should do is that we can use the y here to add information to the x, because this is the first one. So this is 0, then is 1, 2, 3, 4. But we need number 5 on this row here. So this should be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we go up, and then we need 10, 11, 12, and so on. So by using the y, then we don't have to add anything on the bottom floor because that is 0. Then we add 1 here using the y, and then we add 1 here, and so on. So by using y together with x, we can then create an index. So if I press Shift A, converter, math, and add, it should work, but it doesn't, because right now we add on each of these, but we don't take in account that we already have added 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now it's like started again here with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So we need to like multiply this with the amount of things that we are doing in x. So to do that, we just add a multiply. So we put in here, put in a multiply, and put that to 4 or 5 in this case, because we have 5 as a scale here. And now you can see it gets up here and gets brighter and brighter, so we get an index. And if I show you with the compare, so Shift A, converter, math, and put in a compare here, see if I can find it, there we have it, set the epsilon to 0, then we can say that if we have 0, it's this value. If we have 15, it's this value, and if we have 5 times 5 is 25, but we start with 0, so 24, then we have the last one. So now we have index from 0 to 24. Normally you would like to transform this to 0 to 1, and you can do that with math, or you can be lazy and just do a map range. So Shift A, converter, map range, and you take this from 0 to, in this case, what do we say, 24, and we change that to 0 and 1. So then we get 0 here and 1 up here. And the only thing left now is to make it more flexible. So I press Shift A, input value, where we can add a scale. So I can put that to 5 here, and then I take that to the scale, and I take that to the multiply, because they are the same. And all the most difficult part is to find out this value, but it's just this value, power of 2. So power of 2, and then subtract with 1, because we start with 0. So I can just take Shift D and then use subtract with 1, and then we can put that in here. You see no difference. And if I put this to like 10, it will still be 0 here and 1 here, and it will increase in a good way. So this is really, really good. And then you can just add that information here to control whatever you get out from here. So if you want, as I said, get everything every third, then you can either do this map range from 0 to 1, or you can say that I just take an F mod divided by 3, and then it will be every third, like this. So F mod, flawed modeler, put it to 3, and you will get a result like this, every third. So you can play a lot with these things if you create this index here, and the main thing is that you do floor, separate X, add, and then multiply with the scale that you add here. So that is the base for everything, and then you can modify it as you want here to get really nice patterns out of it. Okay, this was a little bit more than 5 minutes, but hopefully you learned something today as well, and I just said bye for now and see you later.